Morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. It's Luna coming in the background. It's a bit of a cool day today. Our weather is definitely bonkers here, and it's very unusual. We're having really hot days, and then it's just suddenly cooling back down again. It's very overcast. But anyway, I was going to chat about how we all mirror each other. It's a subject I find fascinating. And it's something I pay very close attention to myself when I'm out and about. So I'm going to talk about how when we are out and about, no matter where we are, shopping or working or even your family life, it's probably something that a lot of people don't think about, but every person that we meet is actually a mirror to how we feel about ourselves. And it's a really fascinating subject when you look into it. So, especially if you meet someone that you don't get along very well with or you feel uncomfortable with when you're around them. If you pay close attention to that, what you'll find is when you look into it, the reaction you're having to that individual is usually something within yourself or something in the past that's been in with you that you don't like or want to get rid of about yourself. And that aspect of that is showing up in them. Now, it's a much deeper level. I'm not saying that if that person's a thief or a murderer, that they're reflecting that in you. It's much deeper than that. It's something on a emotional or a psychological level. It's a type of energy or a type of trait that they're portraying, and you're picking up on that. And it's fascinating because most people are unaware of it. And when you react strongly to that person, it's because there's something about them that is repelling you. And it's usually an aspect of yourself that you haven't dealt with. And every time you go out, you'll meet people like this who will bring out aspects of yourself. And it's much more on a deeper, subtler level. It's not necessarily what they're doing, but it's usually an aspect of them that's reacting up against an aspect of you. And what that usually is happening is life brings us these types of people because life is always trying to make us better ourselves, to clear the crap out of ourselves. And people are usually the biggest way for life to do that. And what you find is when you meet people like this and you feel reactionary towards a certain type of person, what's happening is an aspect of them is button up against you for you to look at. But most of the time, people miss it. They place blame on the other individual. And that doesn't mean what the person might be doing is wrong. They could be acting in a manner that's not good or disrespectful. But that's usually not the whole truth of it, because what you'll find is if you didn't have something to heal, it wouldn't matter what that person was doing. It wouldn't trigger you. You wouldn't react. You'd be able to just walk away. You'd be able to just leave it and go, oh, whatever. So it's very interesting for you to take a look when you start reacting to people. So say for instance you're in a supermarket and you can't get by something and you're getting impatient. Now you could be standing there going, oh my God, this person won't get out of my way. You know, they're not even aware of what's going on around them. But what you tend to find is it might not necessarily be because that person is unaware. You know, maybe they have other things going on. Maybe they've got children in there. Maybe they're occupied. It's an impatientness within you that you need to deal with. Because if you didn't have that, you would just either patiently wait or you would say, "Excuse me, can I get by?" It wouldn't trigger you, it wouldn't bother you. And I pay very close attention to things that bother me now when I'm out and about because they are my teachers and they'll teach me more about myself than I can ever do. So if I'm getting irritated or getting annoyed with someone, I kind of forget about what they're saying or whatever. I just look at the energy and see how that's reacting within me and what is it about that that's making me react. Why is this person making me react and this one isn't? Even though they might be both doing something that I don't like. So I pay very close attention to that now. But you'll also see it within the good aspects of people. So if you're drawn to people, you know, and they're kind and loving and you like that person, that is also a reflection of the type of person you are. It's something that's within you that you're responding to, that you like about yourself. And that is good as well. It will also show you your good aspects that you have. But it also rings true for the other person as well because it takes two people to react. You react, they react, and vice versa. So basically, what's happening is life is bringing the two of you together, it's creating an experience, and it's really for both of you to look at. But more often than not, what happens is there's a reaction, there's a trigger, and maybe a fight will break out, or an argument will break out, or something will happen because the deeper aspects of it are never looked at. You don't actually stop and go, "Oh, hang on a minute, what's really going on here?" It's really fascinating. And it's all too easy for us to say, "Oh, you know, that person wouldn't get out of my way," or "that person was so rude," or "they were so impatient," or whatever. Because I've been in shops and people have been really rude behind me, and it's never bothered me, it doesn't trigger me, I just ignore it. But then there's other times when someone might just say something and it reacts within me, and I'm like, "Oh, so why did that react within me? That's interesting." So it's not like I'm saying if it's extreme, you're going to react because I've seen extreme situations and I've not reacted. And then I've been in very subtle situations and I have felt something. So it doesn't really matter. And it's all too easy to say, "Oh, it was that person's fault." Well, it's never just that other person's fault. In order for somebody to react, and then you have to react back, it's a two-way street. So it's two people coming together, and life always brings you these people, and it doesn't matter where you go or what you do, you will keep attracting people that will butt into you until you heal that. And then once you heal it, someone can come up to you then and do the exact same thing, and you just let it go. It doesn't react with you anymore because it's all too easy for you to say to yourself, "That person needs to take responsibility. You know, they need to take control of their behavior." But that's passing the blame to someone else. You know, you have to take responsibility as well. You have to take control as well and look at you and think, "Well, why did that person make me feel uncomfortable? Why can't I let it go?" And usually you'll find it mightn't even be anything to do with that person. It could be something from your past, something that happened to you when you were a child, and it's still unhealed, and life's bringing you that to say, "Look, you need to sort this out." But if you start to do this, it's the best teacher you'll ever have. And once you start to deal with these interactions, your life becomes much smoother. You become much more aware of what you're doing and what you're thinking, and how things trigger you when you're out and about. And the more you do it, and then the more you're able to heal these aspects of yourself, things just become much easier. You're not triggered, you're not as reactionary when you're out and about. You just kind of flow. And then if something bigger does come up, you'll know straight away because you'll react. Or even if you don't react, you'll feel uncomfortable. You might feel a bit of fear. You might feel like, oh, I don't like being around this person. But you'll find it's not always that person. It's both of you. It's the two of you that come into, because everything in our life comes to us by how we view people, how we view our world, how we view situations, how we view ourselves. That is what life brings you all the time. And if you view bad things about people or bad things about yourself, they're just going to keep bringing you that over and over until you take a look at it and take it seriously and deal with it. And if you really are serious about it, when it happens, you just ask yourself, you say, what is it about that interaction? What is it about that person that's triggering me? You know, you forget about what they're saying or forget about what the argument is about. Look deeper and think, what am I feeling? Am I feeling fear? Am I feeling anger? Am I feeling resentment? What is it about this interaction that's triggering me? Not the ins and outs, because that's what people get caught up on. They get caught up on the words and the language. That's where the mistakes are made. They'll say this person said this and this person said that. But it's usually never about that. It's usually about a feeling of feeling unsafe or feeling victimized or something, which is usually something to do with your past. So everyone is a mirror. Every single person you meet is a mirror. A good mirror or a bad mirror, the aspects of yourself. And if you start to become aware and look into why you react with certain people, you'll find the answers. Just stop thinking about what it is they're saying or what it is they're doing. Look deeper than that to the emotion that's happening, and you'll find the answers. Until next time, take care.